1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Alina Tariq. First, the headlines. Turkish president has arrived in Islamabad on a two-day official visit to hold talks with Pakistani leadership. A meeting chaired by Prime Minister in Islamabad today decided to establish National Demand Supply Cell to stabilize prices of essential commodities. Pakistan says the US decision to sell integrated air defense weapon system to India will further destabilize the already volatile region. Latest report released by KMS shows that over 12,000 Kashmiri detainees are languishing in different jails of occupied Kashmir and India.
Radio is the medium of authenticity, credibility, versatility, and diversity. Stay tuned to radio. Happy World Radio Day.
World Radio Day is being observed today to acknowledge the role of radio in awareness of masses. In the Kabaddi World Cup 2020, Pakistan beat Australia by 62 to 25 points in Faisalabad today. And now the news in detail. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has arrived in Islamabad on a two-day visit. Prime Minister Imran Khan and other senior officials received the distinguished guest at Noor Khan Air Base. First Lady of Turkey Iman Erdogan also accompanied the president. Later on, the Turkish president was accorded Guard of Honor at the Prime Minister House. President Erdogan is accompanied by high-level delegation comprising cabinet members and senior government officials, besides heads and CEO of leading Turkish corporation. During the visit, Prime Minister Imran Khan and President Erdogan will have one-on-one meeting, after which they will co-chair the sixth session of Pakistan-Turkey High-Level Strategic Cooperation Council in the joint cabinet format, followed by signing of joint declaration. President Erdogan and Prime Minister Imran Khan will also address Pakistan-Turkey Business and Investment Forum, which brings together leading investors and businessmen from both sides. A number of important agreements and MOUs are also expected to be signed during the visit. President Dr. Arif Alvi has summoned the joint session of Parliament tomorrow at 12 a.m. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan will address the session. Prime Minister Imran Khan chaired a meeting on adulteration and price control in Islamabad today. Among others, the Chief Minister of Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Chief Secretaries of Balochistan and Sindh also participated in the meeting through video conference. Briefing media after the meeting, Special Assistant to Prime Minister on Information and Broadcasting Dr. Firdaus Ashikawan said, National Demand Supply Cell is being established to stabilize prices of essential commodities. She said the meeting reviewed various measures taken by the government to check adulteration, hoarding and inflation in the country. The Special Assistant said Prime Minister Imran Khan has expressed serious concern over price of flour in Sindh. She said the Prime Minister has directed provincial governments to form National Action Plan within 1 week to check prices of various commodities. Replying to a question, Firdaus Ashikawan said the government is taking special measures to stop misusage of social media. President Dr. Arif Alvi has underlined the need to further strengthen bilateral relations between Pakistan and South Korea in diverse sectors including trade and economy. He was talking to the Pakistan's ambassador designate to South Korea, Mumtaz Zahra Baloch, in Islamabad today. The president said the current volume of bilateral trade between Pakistan and South Korea is not commensurate to the true potential and needs proactive measures to increase its quantum. The National Assembly unanimously passed a resolution today expressing solidarity with the government and people of China for their dedicated efforts and efficient policy to combat coronavirus. The resolution was moved by PMLN leader Khwaja Asif. It commended the effort of Chinese government for treating Pakistani citizens, especially students in Wuhan city, just like their own nations and providing them best possible care. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan says the US decision to sell integrated air defense weapon system to India will further destabilize the already volatile region. At her weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, Foreign Office spokesperson Aisha Faruqi termed the US decision as disturbing. She said that the sale of such sophisticated weapons to India will disturb the strategic balance in South Asia with security implications for Pakistan and the region. The spokesperson said South Asia cannot afford an arms race and conflict. Therefore, it is upon the international community to prevent the destabilization of the region. She said that the international community is fully aware of the Indians' aggressive policy designs against Pakistan and the threatening statements of Indian political and military leadership. The federal government has approved a special package of cash grant program on the pattern of BISP for Indian firing effectives living on the line of control. Briefing a media meeting in Muzaffarabad today, Regional Director BISP said special cash grant will be paid to women in a transparent manner. He hoped that problems of the LOC effectives will be minimized under the package. Over 12,000 Kashmiri detainees, including a large number of teenage boys, are presently languishing in different jails of occupied Kashmir and inside India. According to a report released by Kashmir Media Service today, of them, 900 are detained under Draconian Law and Public Safety Act. At least 600 of the detainees are imprisoned in jails inside India. Some of the detainees include Muhammad Yasin Malik, Shabbir Ahmad Shah, Musarrat Alam Bhatt, Dr. Hamid Fayaz, Asiya Andarabi, and several others. Public Security Act was recently invoked against the regional political leaders including Umar Abdullah and Mehbooba Mufti. The detainees have no access to medical facilities and proper food. They are also not presented before courts on scheduled dates. The chairman of Jammu and Kashmir Council for Justice, Advocate G.N. Shaheen, in a media interview in Srinagar said that all these Kashmiris were detained on fake charges. 4 top US senators have expressed concern about the continuing detention of political leaders and internet curbs in occupied Kashmir. The concern has been expressed by the senators from Democrats and Republican parties in their letter to the US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. They also expressed concern over the controversial citizenship law that triggered protests across India. The senators called for an assessment of the restrictions on communication in occupied Kashmir and the level of access given to independent observers, diplomats, and foreign journalists. World Radio Day is being celebrated across the world today to acknowledge the role of radio in awareness and illuminating life of the masses.
Radio is the medium of authenticity, credibility.
This year's theme is Radio and Diversity. The theme focuses to celebrate humanity in all its diversity and provides a platform for democratic discourse. For World Radio Day 2020, UNESCO has called on radio stations to uphold diversity both in their newsrooms and on their airwaves. In Kabaddi World Cup, Pakistan won third match against Australia by 62 to 25 points in Faisalabad today. And finally, the weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during next 12 hours. However, rain, snowfall over hills is expected at isolated places in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan, Kashmir, and its adjoining hilly areas. Light rain is also expected in Islamabad and Pothohar region. And once again, the headlines. Turkish president has arrived in Islamabad on a 2-day official visit to hold talks with Pakistani leadership. A meeting chaired by Prime Minister in Islamabad today decided to establish National Demand Supply Cell to stabilize prices of essential commodities. Pakistan says US decision to sell integrated air defense weapon system to India will further destabilize the already volatile region. Latest reports released by KMS shows that over 12,000 Kashmiri detainees are languishing in different jails of occupied Kashmir and inside India. World Radio Day is being observed today to acknowledge the role of radio in awareness of masses. In the Kabaddi World Cup 2020, Pakistan beat Australia by 62 to 25 points in Faisalabad today. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk. Also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.